Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you could. It really helps me out. This is part of my 1,000 day vlogging extravaganza. It's a day that I'm choosing to vlog as much as I can. Here in the UK today though, it is really rotten, horrible, wet weather. We've had this incredible storm pass over. It's been horrible for us 24 hours and I'm out here in the rain. Why? Because I set myself this challenge and I do not want to give this challenge up. 1,000 days vlogging every single day. Sometimes you've got to set yourself a challenge, haven't you? Sometimes you've just got to do it. So I'm going to talk really about being alone. And there's a lot of people out there that are alone, that don't have family, that don't have friends, that don't have people in their lives. And I think that's challenging. Some people like it. Some people like being alone. They don't mind their own company. Being on your own isn't a bad thing. It comes with a stigma, doesn't it? Some people really feel that, being alone is the worst thing in the world. You must be around people. You must have family. You must have people in your life. And loneliness, they say, kills. Most people who are alone probably don't live as long. They don't have as much in their lives, as much fulfillment. But how do you gauge fulfillment? How do you gauge the worth of somebody if they're on their own? I think ultimately being on your own, there's a lot of positives here. So you're self-reliant, you're independent, you probably are managing your life in a way which suits you and you live the lifestyle that you live. Without too much disruption to other people. Most people aren't going to be upset by that. Most people are going to be okay with it because they don't live as part of your existence. There's no coexisting there. So being on your own, there are some benefits. You can do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want, at any given time of the day. There is a benefit. But some would say there's a loss there too. And the loss being is that you're not with somebody, you don't share the most important things in your life, you don't have that fundamental sharing of events, whether it be marriages, whether it be births, parties, birthdays. It could be that you don't share or have that. And I think being alone, sometimes people view it as a stigma. And I think ultimately what you've got to do is say to yourself, look, if I am alone, am I looking for a relationship? Am I looking to be with somebody? Being on your own needn't be just being viewed as a stigma. And there are, I'm sure, thousands of people up and down the country, especially here in the UK, that are on their own. And like I say, there are benefits to being on your own and being in a relationship. And I think one of the most important things in life is that our lives are very much, have meaning when we tend to share them with people. And I'm sure a lot of people view that as being the way forward. If you have an event in your life, if you share it with somebody, it just seems to have a little bit more gravitas and more meaning. Whereas if you have something happen that's solely in your own life, in your own world, if you don't share that with somebody, it's by no means less of an event. But it's something that you just feel that it doesn't have any recognition by anybody else. That is, unless you record it and then you put it out there for people to see. But it's important to know that you don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to share your life if you don't want to. And that's the beauty of this world. There are some people that don't want to have a relationship with somebody. That the best relationship they have is with themselves. And that's not a bad thing either. Being on your own should really be, if I meet somebody and they say they're on their own, that's fine. There should be no stigma attached to that. And conversely, if you're in a relationship, people seem to sort of review that or revere that as being something that's, that's normal and positive and sort of the norm, if you like. Sometimes I think when you're younger as well, in your 20s, maybe you're in a rush to get into a relationship. But when you do that, you learn that the folly of that can be that you could meet somebody who's solely the wrong person for you. And that's where you've got to be careful. If you meet somebody that's the wrong person, they can bring the wrong things to the table and things can be horrible. And of course, it could be that you've already met somebody who's been that kind of person for you. And it's turned out that all you really sort of wanted then is just to be on your own because you've had such a sour, bad experience. So, you know, being on your own isn't a bad thing. Being on your own does teach self-reliance. I think for somebody like me is that I'm quite a gregarious person. I'm always out there speaking with people and engaging with them. And for me, I love being out there and chatting to people. So I think if you're naturally optimistic, if you're naturally outgoing, sort of forward thinking, you know, somebody that's very ebullient, you know, you can reach, you know, a friendship group. You can have people in your life who obviously make a difference to you. So I see it as being, if you're on your own, there should be no stigma attached to that. I think it's okay. It's okay to be on your own. And of course, you know, conversely, if you are with somebody, there are benefits to that too. So I see both sides of the coin here. But yeah, you know, sometimes though, doing things on your own, it's nice to have that that additional pair of eyes and ears where they witness that with you and you have that shared experience. I think as human beings, you know, being part of a community, being part of a wider sort of community, it's sometimes necessary for some people. I've got to admit, for me, I enjoy a large proportion of my time on my own, and I love sharing my life with different people in my life. I've got a son who's aged 10, who I love spending time with. I've got my dog who I share my time with. So all these sort of things kind of add up. But if you're on your own and you don't want the sort of connection with people, that's fine too. But I just thought I'd share that today because I just think it's important. It's one of those things that people can stigmatize, which I think is kind of, you know, not right. But look, it's pouring down with rain. We've got this storm here in the UK. And my dog is very keen for me to throw this ball. As always, this is a daily vlog. If you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And guess what? Tomorrow it's going to be sunny. So I'm hoping I can share a video tomorrow where the sun is out. How glorious would that be? As always, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Bye now. Bye.